Welcome back to Tarot by the Bay. I'm David. Okay, this is going to be a reading on Fani Willis. We haven't had a reading on her in a while. She was recently subpoenaed by this special Georgia State Senate committee with regards to her alleged misconduct in her case against Donald Trump. The committee sent subpoenas last month to Willis ordering her to appear to produce piles of documents. Among the documents they wanted were basically the committee's trying to investigate Willis's hiring of Nathan Wade, and the committee's subpoenas are ordering Willis to produce documents related to Wade, including documents related to his hiring, payment, documents related to money or items of value that Wade and Willis may have exchanged, text messages, emails between the two, and phone records. Also, while they're at it, they want any documents her office sent in response to requests from the U.S. House, as well as communications between her office and the White House, the U.S. Justice Department, the House relating to the 2020 presidential campaign. They asked for documents related to federal grant money Willis' office received. Did they want her shoe size? Maybe a list of boys that she had crushes on in junior high school, etc., etc., etc. Willis, this hearing was on Friday, and she gave them the middle finger, and she didn't show up. She instead had filed a petition with a judge asking the judge to rule those subpoenas to be null and void, and to keep the committee from enforcing them. The judge that got that request didn't hear the case. So the Superior Court Judge Shakura Ingram declared the subpoena. They asked her to declare those subpoenas void because they fall outside legislative subpoena power, because they were issued after the legislative session, and because they violate the separation of powers provided in the state constitution. They also asked the subpoenas be declared void because they seek privileged confidential information, and that the committee basically want the judge to prohibit the committee members from pursuing or enforcing those subpoenas. And in the meantime, put a temporary restraining order to keep the committee from trying to enforce said subpoenas. The committee said that Willis used the wrong legal avenue, and she should have filed a motion to quash. Also noted that Willis never asked them to narrow their scope. Oh, you're trying to sell somebody a car and they walked away rather than haggle with you, and you're all butthurt about that? The judge basically said in a hearing Friday afternoon that she would rule as soon as possible. Either way, we will continue this fight in the courts. Okay, so there's your long intro, but now you're up to speed mostly with what's going on here. Basically, it appears the Republican committee is on a fishing expedition and trying to pull up salacious details to help Donald Trump and try and undermine this case in the court of public opinion. And again, say there's fire because they're going to create a lot of smoke. It's like, oh, look at all the smoke we've created. There's got to be a fire near here. And on the other hand, Fani Willis is saying, you know what? Can we just have this court case and we can leave the drama behind? Let's find out if we're going to leave the drama behind. Seven of Wands on the bottom of the deck here. Let's take a look at the energy around Fani Willis and this move to stop the subpoenas from this select state Senate committee. All right, entertainment purposes only. Come on down. Let's see what we got going on here. Foundation of the reading is the Seven of Coins. Well, the committee is going to look at the money that's being spent, grant money and, gifts that were exchanged and salaries and signing bonuses. They just think like, we're just going to look at this evidence here, and I'm sure we'll come up with something. Underneath it all is the Ten of Swords. This is going to be an interesting reading because is this the judge on Friday looking at it to put an end to this? Or to me, it's more like the committee is trying to put an end to this RICO case by coming up with just the Tucker Carlson, just asking questions. Trying to kill this case one little dagger at a time. crossed with the 3 of coins. They just, they're looking for the smoking gun, for the backroom deals that they can exploit over here. Ace of Wands in the past. Big push forward to help Donald Trump and the Republican Party that support him. Current situation is the Page of Wands. They're on an expedition. They're on the broad sweeping expedition. That was Fani Willis's point, is that all the stuff they're asking for, or probably the majority of the stuff they're asking for, they have no business. It's a fishing expedition. If you've got a criminal case or you have something specific you're looking up, ask for those specific documents. Overarching energy is justice. Wow. Yeah. Okay. Fani Willis represents the district attorney's office. Now, if she has done things that were unethical, then she should be held to account. But this committee isn't looking at the ethics. This committee is looking at if she's somehow committed some crimes in this. And that's, they have the right to subpoena, but this committee looks purely political. This is Donald Trump's witch hunt that he talks about. This is a political-based committee. So will this thing get tied up in the courts? Lesson to be learned is temperance. Oh, how sweet. I was kind of thinking about this. Here's Fani Willis pulling Donald Trump's favorite trick against him. Oh, we're going to use the courts to solve this problem. That's fine. Fani Willis understands the law really, really well. I'm sure some of the folks on the state Senate committee understand it too, and some of them probably are even lawyers. But right now, things are going to get tied up in the courts a little bit as the courts are going to decide one way or another on this. I see there is a detoxification a day coming. Probably this committee will get some of the documents, but I don't think they're going to get everything they're looking for here. The outcome is the Devil card. That would lead me to believe that they will get documents, just like the Temperance card was saying. They may not get everything they want, but they're going to get a lot of what they want. And their goal, it appears, is to bring an end to this case, or bring an end to her voluntary participation in this case. Again, another woman and another woman of color that is a thorn in Donald Trump's side. We can start with E. Jean Carroll, but then you go to Letitia James and Fani Willis and Judge Tanya Chutkan and Kamala Harris now. Man, Donald's having a hard time with the ladies, especially the non-white ladies. He's running scared. All right, so that's kind of the vibe here. Will this committee be successful in getting some of the information they want? It certainly looks like the outcome that they don't have good intentions with that double card coming out. Their intentions are to serve Trump. Does that mean they get what they want? It feels like it, but let's just ask. Will they get... describe the documents that they get, assuming that they get documents. Let's see what we got here. I'm not quite sure how to frame this question. Knight of Swords. I think the decision actually will be made quickly. Justice card here. Okay. Chariot, moving the investigation forward. Queen of Pentacles. And the High Priestess. Honestly, I think this is just describing Fani Willis's reaction to this subpoena, racing it to the courts. Is that... Because here we are, crusading, racing, racing forward here, but it should be slow and steady, not a reckless race forward, because the law moves slow and steady, and you're looking at things of value to a case, documents about money. There has to be wisdom that's shown here. This could be, again, that appeals court saying that, I'm going to rule on this as quickly as I can, but they don't want to be reckless. because this is just going to be in the courts for a while. So you kind of want the slow and steady as opposed to the out-of-control reading here. So if we're asking about will the Republicans get what they want, which was the original question here, they're sure trying to charge forward to get what they want as fast as they can. It's going to meet up with the judge, and the judge is going to decide what they can get. I think the judge is going to slow things down, but the case, their investigation will move forward, but it's going to be in the courts as Fani Willis and they argue over items of value, especially with regards to money. So I don't think Fani Willis is going to get her desired outcome of quashing or rendering the subpoenas null and void. Now, that being said, when I read the article, it made sense to me that the 4 things that they were saying would make, basically, they filed this after their Congress was out of session. I'm sure there's something in their state constitution saying that if you're going to form a committee or do an investigation, it has to be within session, the windows of the session. You can't do it outside of that. Basically, follow your own rules that you put up. Let's see, what were they again? After a legislative session ended, you have to follow your rules. They violated separation of powers. That could probably be debated. They asked for subpoenas to be declared void because they seek privileged and confidential information. That's probably going to be the thing that's going to require additional time on the courts, because you're going to have to go through all the data and figure out, well, what is confidential, what is privileged, and what isn't. Yeah. And that the subpoenas are overbroad and not reasonably tailored for legitimate legislative need. I absolutely think that Fani Willis will win on that. I do think they'll win on that. I think you're going to get more rulings. I suspect what will happen is there will be a stay. Will the judge issue a stay on these subpoenas until something is worked out in the courts? You keep getting the justice card, and that just keeps telling me that there's more court cases to come with this committee. This committee should not impact the prosecution of the case, because this isn't the committee that's ruling on whether or not she can stay on the case or violated any ethics. This is a political investigation. Okay, well, Fani Willis get that stay. 3 of Wands, waiting for a ship to come in, fighting from a position of advantage. 10 of Swords, King of Wands. Look at all these wand cards here, and the Devil. Waiting for this. Will she get a stay? I was originally going to say yes. There's going to be a temporary stay. It might be 3 weeks, 3 months, or something like that, with the intention of knocking this case out, fighting from advantage. And you're the King of Wands here. This could even be the Judge. Oh, that's a female judge. It's a male-like energy here. But then you've got the Devil card underneath it. I'm going to say yes. I think there's going to be a stay. I'm just hoping that this judge isn't corrupt. That's all. If the judge is not corrupt, I think she'll get her stay. This 10 of Swords, you got these 2 cards here when you've got this committee. And this committee's waiting for this answer because they want to put an end to this investigation. They're going to fight to protect dear leader, and they're corrupt. But at the same time, I think the judge understands what's at stake here. I do believe there will be a stay in this. It won't kill it outright. Maybe it will. But you'll have to discuss things first. There's more fight left in this dog before a decision is made to kill this or not kill it. One last throw here. So what am I saying? I think the judge, there's a reasonable chance that the judge is going to go ahead and put a temporary stay on it. I don't think the Senate committee is going to get everything they want. I don't think Fani Willis is going to get everything she wants. I think that there will be a stay on enforcement of the subpoenas while the courts sort of sort out. Basically, if I were the courts, I would want to talk with the committee and understand what their investigation is and why they need all this information in this investigation. Basically define what it is you're doing. Now, if the committee is allowed to do all this stuff and there isn't a legal foot for Fani Willis to stand on, understand the judge will rule in favor of the committee. But Fani Willis, I think, and her lawyers have brought up some solid points about process and about the scope of the investigation and privileged confidential information that you need to discuss. Just like the Supreme Court delaying Donald Trump's January 6th case, and you have to have kind of an evidentiary hearing. It's going to be something similar. Lastly, any other information you want to share with us, Spirit, with regards to Fani Willis in this case? I'm kind of got that wondering, is she still going to be on the case? I don't know if that's the answer I'll get, but we'll see. Page of Swords. Young woman, practicing novice, 5 of Swords here. Justice card, I like it. There's the double card. In the Wheel of Fortune. Okay. Fani Willis is a fighter. She's a fighter for justice. She doesn't take any guff. She plays to win. And she's fighting corruption. So right now, justice is, both sides are trying to win. One side for corrupt reasons, one side not. This case is going to be ongoing. It hasn't been decided yet. There's more to come. Not surprised. I don't think this is Fani Willis leaving the case. I think this is her continuing to fight. A young woman continuing to fight. And fighting to win. She's not going to be corrupted by this devil. So, stay tuned. There's going to be... I don't think Fani Willis is leaving us anytime soon from this case. I've read previously that I thought she might step down because she gets convinced that it's a distraction to keep the case moving forward. But at the rate it's going, it's not going to happen before the election. So, if Trump is no longer politically viable, there's no reason for these Republicans to continue to support him unless they themselves are culpable and are part of the coup. So, again, if Trump is left after this election to be a non-viable candidate and he no longer has political influence, there's no reason to provide him cover unless you're providing yourself cover at the same time. We'll find out. Thank you very much for watching this video and supporting my channel. I appreciate it. This reading is meant for entertainment purposes only, but I do hope it does provide insight into what's going on. And from that, you have a little bit more knowledge and it gives you food for thought. Thank you very much, and I'll catch you on the next video. Take care.